people in one small spot. Like California's big, but everybody's there. That's the fucked up part.
right.
And they're all in LA. Like there's parts of California you can go to like nobody lives at. But fucking LA is packed, San Diego's packed, and I love San Diego. It's like my second favorite place in the fucking country, basically. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keyboard Warriors, presented by CrossFitMMA.com. This is episode 62. My name is Eddie Law. That is Fred Kirby. Maybe joined by Jesse at some point later today. But again, as you guys heard, we're hearing us talking about California. Homeboy stuck in LA traffic, and if you check out his Snapchat, it's not nice, so it sucks. Anyway, but we're still here, so let's talk a little bit of UFC Mexico. The main thing coming out of there was Sergio Pettis. First of all, 7 first-round finishes. That card was underrated. Like, we all fucking – a lot of people shit on it. Ended up being great. You know what I mean?
That's the storyline that came out of that motherfucking card to me. The classic old fucking saying, right? Never judge a book by its cover. How many times have we seen this? Shitty card on paper ends up being fantastic fucking fights. Exactly. The whole night overall was great. Isn't it ironic, too, that the quote-unquote shittiest fight on the card were the 2 biggest names?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not disputable, right? Like, the worst fight on this card was Sam Alvey versus Rashad Evans.
And that was hard to watch.
Kind of. And I
yeah.
Let's just get into it. We'll come back to Sergio and the actual importance of this card. Let's get right to the meat and potatoes of this card, though. The saddest thing on the block, Rashad Evans. I've seen a few people kind of give their opinion on this, so it's my goddamn turn. I'm going to tell you what I think about what we've seen with Sugar Rashad. What was that, Saturday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday night. I think he should retire. And I know there's a lot of people out there, old Ariel Hawani's at the top of the list that doesn't want to presume to tell fighters what to do and blase, blase, blase. Listen, okay, let me rephrase that. I don't want to see Rashad Evans fight in the UFC no more. If he has to fight and he just can't get it out of his bones, far be it from fucking me to tell anybody anything. If he wants to go to fucking Bellator and ply his trades there, then goddamn it, do your thing, Rashad. But all due respect to Sam Alvey, because I fucking love Sam Alvey. Not only is he usually a very fun and entertaining fighter to watch fight, he's got a fucking great charismatic personality. What's not to like about Sam Alvey? If you don't like Sam Alvey, you're a fucking twat. Okay? But he is not the top of the food chain. Rashad Evans is a guy that that I am used to seeing compete at a fucking elite level. This is a guy who actually kind of gave John Jones a slightly competitive fight once upon a time. John was hitting him with them wild-ass elbows and shit, but, if you can transform back to that time, Rashad was a scary motherfucker then. Very powerful hands, super fucking fast, great wrestling. I mean, do you remember how good and dangerous Rashad used to be?
People used to fear him.
I mean, he was dangerous. It's sad to see a guy like that. Now, and here's the thing, too, man, that's fucked up about Rashad. I feel like Rashad low-key still has it physically. He looked good. He's making 185. He is a classic case of being in his own head. He just will not let them hands go. I don't know why the fuck he kept trying to wrestle with Sam Alvey. He actually knocked the fuck out of him at one point. I think it was the second round.
Yeah.
He lands a good left hand. I'm like, Rashad, go now. There it is. You've seen that you can do it. Fucking let your hands go. And right after that, he shoots on a double leg that he doesn't fucking get. So I think Rashad is mentally done with MMA. I don't think we've heard anything from him or his camp since then. But for me personally, I don't want to see him fight in the UFC no more. What did you think of Rashad's performance? Oh, did something go wrong? I think something may have went wrong.
Oh, no, we're good. I just came back. My bad. You hear me?
Well, somebody just tweeted and said, did something go wrong? See what's going on. If anybody's watching, tell them to tweet at us and let us know. Are we fucking still live or what?
All right, we'll find. I'll find out right now. Yeah, my internet went out for a second. I don't know why. But,
shit. That might. It still says live on my end, but that might be what it was.
Yeah. I think it's still live. Let me make sure right now. Anyway, but what were you saying about your shots though?
Rashad Evans. No, just what did you think? What do you think? What do you think Rashad should do next? What do you think of his performance and what? All right. Whoa, Eddie, are you on mute or can I not hear you? What's going on? I
Oh,
can't hear you,
can you
son.
hear me
Oh,
now?
there we go.
There we go.
God
All
damn,
right.
technical
So
difficulty. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa. Let me cut you the fuck off for a minute. Are we
we're
live right
live right
now?
now.
Okay, let me just say, uh, our homeboy just sent us a little screenshot of it saying that our thing fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we've been live for like 7 minutes and we already got one thumbs down. So I just like to take this time to say, whoever took that chance to vote our thumbs down that quick, you can suck my fucking dick because you're just a hater. Goddamn show ain't been on but 3 minutes, you hating cocksucker.
Hey man, you know some salty ass people out there. What are you gonna do? Anyway,
Throwing those thumbs downs quick, ain't they, Jack?
you know what? People are people. I mean, you can't. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Anyway, all right. So now that we're back live, here's what happened though. It's like actually, was texting with somebody that's doing a live show right now. It's a car show, and they texted me first. They're like, "Hey, did your shit go down?" I think Google Hangouts took a dump. So that's just that's what we're gonna go with. Anyway, Rashad Evans should be. I want to see him done. Like as Uncle Hank here on the comments said, I don't want to see Rashad drooling and mumbling. 100%. I don't want to see that shit either. That's one of those guys. I mean, fuck. That was the second Ultimate Fighter or the Ultimate Fighter season. Was the second one, heavyweights, right? Dude made
Yep.
such an impression. Dude was so goddamn good, man. Like I said before, he used to be feared. He used to be a feared guy. Physically, like you said, it looks like he could do it still. He's just not connecting. Something's not connecting in there, and he's not pulling the trigger.
And that's the problem, man. With we all know this too, man. With fighting, it's not like other sports. This isn't baseball or basketball or fucking field hockey, man. Like, if your heart's not in it and you can't compete and you just can't let your hands go, you don't need to be in there. Because Sam Alvey, I don't know whether he was fucking starstruck or goddamn it did a little goddamn it blow before the fight or what his deal was, but he wasn't really as Rashad Evans is going to get hurt acting like that. Fighting like that, fighting tentatively like that, he's going to get in there with the wrong guy and he's going to get hurt. And all jokes and bullshit aside, he's had a nice fucking career. Nobody wants to see that. He just seems like he doesn't really want to be in there no more. And if you don't want to be in there, you shouldn't be.
Well, look, man, they had to go to Mexico to get him fucking sanctioned. You know what I mean? Like New York wouldn't do it. Toronto wouldn't do it. Breathe there, man. Breathe. You good? But yeah. Fucking New York wouldn't clear him. Toronto wouldn't clear him. They had to go to Mexico to clear him for a fight. You know what I mean? That makes me wonder, like, what they know. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder what they
That's
know.
bad, Jack.
That's pretty fucking bad. So
yeah, that's bad. Because listen, not the shit on your homeland, but down in Mexico, Jack, they're like, see, you can, you look good to me, senor. Wrap his hands.
Hey, no, you're not joking though. That's for real. Like that's for sure. You can get away with some bullshit down there.
That's why he got the fight down there. What the fuck?
Hey, I'll tell you what. Hey, I'll tell you something. Fucking, when I was a kid, when I was still living down there, my dad put me in boxing. Right, I had boxing matches as a fucking 7-year-old, dude. No joke. Like straight up firefights, and they were like in front of a ton of people, and they were betting on that shit. So if you can imagine,
Jesus.
Dude, it was bad. I come from a shit neighborhood, dog. That's why like nothing phases me out here. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I've seen some fucked up shit. But
I kind of like that. That's pretty cool, actually.
it's trippy, right? But like
7-year-olds boxing, you fucking break them in quick and easy when they're young, Jack.
Hey, I learned a lot. I still remember a lot of that shit, and sometimes use it in Muay Thai. You can get caught. But anyway, with Rashad Evans again, something's not connecting. And I don't know if it's his brain. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I wish they would give him a fight he could easily win. The Sam Alvey fight.
Jesus Christ.
No. I thought Sam Alvey was gonna knock him out. No joke. I thought he was gonna fuck around and get knocked out. And he went wrestling. He went the wrestling route, and it didn't work out anyway.
Listen, again, I hate to say this shit because it sounds like I'm shitting all over Sam. I like Sam. I do. But like, if he can't beat Sam Alvey, who the fuck we going to put him in there with, for Christ's sakes? I mean, I just, like I said, maybe Bellator is a better fit for him at this point, man. I mean, I just really don't know. I don't want to see him in the UFC no more. If he competed like that against Sam Alvey, like I said, I don't really know how far down the fucking ladder. What we gonna do? We gonna have him fucking be the first fight on the Facebook prelims? The goddamn Jesus Christ. Fight Pass prelims. You remember when they used
Yeah.
to be on Facebook? I'm not just making that shit up, right? That's the thing.
No.
It used to be before Fight Pass. There was like the Facebook prelims, right?
There was Facebook prelims, and then you go to TV. And then when Fight Pass first came out, there was Facebook, there was Fight Pass, and there was TV. And then they cut the shit out of Facebook.
Yeah.
Like they figured it out.
Yeah. Okay.
But
yeah. So let me listen, man. How far down the ladder are you going to take me? You know what I'm saying? Like it's enough with Rashad Evans. Listen, can we address? Okay, so there was a couple. All the fights on this card were good, pretty much.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were pretty irrelevant. Let's be honest, as far as name value goes. But a couple of the fights that did have the name value. Okay, it's interesting that you mentioned the shit about boxing as a youth in Mexico, because I've got a question for you. MMA is starting to get big in Mexico, right?
Yep.
We had Kane starting the wave. Now we've got Yair Rodriguez. We've got Alexis Grasso, and we've got the cat. What's his name? The main event cat that just fought against Sergio. Moreno. Now I'll tell you what. What do you think that all three of those Mexican fighters have in common? Is there one common thread that you can put in there with all three of them?
I mean, other than they're from Mexico, not really. I mean, they all got hands.
That's funny. I hate you. See, I think that none of them have hands.
Really? Alexis Grasso don't have hands?
No, listen. I think that none of them are good boxers. Listen, Yair has great kicks.
Okay.
Brandon Moreno has a little power, but come on. His boxing is
wild.
sloppy as fuck. And let's be honest, Alexa is a pretty little piece of ass. But and she's a great grappler, very relentless. But her boxing, Mexican fighters would have hands and nothing else. It seems like there's this weird kind of thing going on right now where a lot of, even Kane isn't known for his goddamn hands.
You know, wrestling.
Ironically enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just find that kind of odd. It seems like Mexican fighters would generally be a little better with their boxing. And it seems like that's what I've kind of noticed lately. I've noticed, like, watching the Grasso fight, I felt like if her hands were a little tighter, she would have had that in the bag a lot more easily. And the same thing with Moreno. Like, he just couldn't tag. Now, Sergio is a very good striker, so there's something to be said about that. But, you know, I think the gap could have been filled in the Grasso fight for sure. I think the boxing is lacking a little bit, ironically enough, for some of the Mexican fighters. Look at this. We got another Mexican.
Shit. What up?
Hey, I heard you talk about Mexicans. I had to jump on.
Account for yourselves and your people.
My Mexican sense was going off. I knew a white guy was talking crap about the Mexicans. What's going on, guys?
What up, Jesse? We're talking about UFC Mexico, and Fred was making the point that he doesn't think Alexa Grasso, Brandon Moreno, and you said Yair, right?
Yeah.
That they don't got like good boxing. Yair, I'll give you. He's a karate background, and Brandon's super wild. That dude's just wild as shit. Alexa had better hands in Invicta. I think this, the competition level is, a lot higher for her now. But what do you think about that there, Jesse?
All right. So I'm gonna be Johnny Hendricks here and make some excuses. So bear with me for a minute. Alexa Grasso was sick. Remember, she had an infection, so obviously they gave her some sort of antibiotics. So she definitely was not, she didn't show the best of what she could have. Brandon Moreno, I don't think we've ever seen him perform this badly, right? Like, I gotta agree with Fred. I mean, his striking was just, it was almost Jake Shields-like, right? Where it's like, throw out a punch here to try and get you to kind of look at the punch, and then I'm gonna take you down. And then once that didn't work, he had nothing else there. But Yair, I think Yair's the only interesting one that has kind of left Mexico, is training here in the U.S., and now he's evolving. So I think we need to see a little bit more out of him before we label him as one of those guys that doesn't have the striking. But I agree with you, Fred. I mean, a lot of those performances were not good over the weekend. I mean, especially to me, the worst performance of the entire night had to be Rashad Evans. I don't know if you guys touched on Rashad yet, but
yeah, we started with that shit.
Oh my God. What do you do, man? You got to tell him to retire, right? Because I forgot who I was listening to was saying that there's a point where a fighter just doesn't throw anymore. They're so hesitant about taking damage that they just don't throw. And that's exactly what you saw out of him. Like, there's just no desire to get hurt, no desire to get knocked out. So he's not gonna put himself out there. At this point, it's time for Rashad to go, man. But yeah, honestly, not the best card. In my opinion, I mean, they had 7 stoppages, you know, but still, it wasn't. Rounders. Yeah, but it still wasn't like that type of card where you could go back and tell people to, you know, you definitely have to watch this card. This is a card where you could be like, yeah, it was some good finishes, but, you know, catch highlights, right?
I think the co-main and the main slowed it down a little bit. I think if we had had a couple big finishes there, it would have been a really, really great card. Though, I mean, those weren't bad fights by no stretch, but they weren't really necessarily the exciting finishes that one would like to see at the end of a fight card either. So.
Right. Yeah, that's the point. I mean, you know, you want to kind of finish strong. We just had the best example of 214 where, you know, the main event was finished really strong, you know, with some great drama at the end there, and, you know, and everything. And now you get this card where, you know, it just kind of lagged a little bit, especially, you know, to me, I think a lot of people had Brandon Moreno in high regard of everything that he had done up until this point. And then that showing was just horrific, man. It was really bad.
I remember we were talking about after his last fight, everyone was talking about throwing him at DJ. I said, no, too soon. And it was like Sergio Pettis, and I was like, still too soon. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what, just real quick, my opinion on that fight. Brandon Moreno, here's the reason Sergio Pettis won, my opinion. Brandon Moreno won the first round, right? Sergio Pettis did a way better job of making adjustments because Brandon Moreno had zero answer for anything after that round. After that round, that was it. You know, game over. So I just think that the inability to make adjustments on, you know, when he needed to on the fly, basically, it kind of, you know, killed his momentum in that fight.
Where does Brandon Moreno train at?
Oh man, he trains. I can't remember off the top of my head. He trains in Tijuana.
Never mind. That's it. Listen, we all know who trains with motherfucking Sergio, right?
Yeah.
We all know Duke Rufus. Like you know what time
Anthony
it is.
Pettis,
So
there you
go. If you're talking about making in-cage adjustments, when you got a cat like Duke Rufus in your corner, and when he refers to you as son, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you got some real corner talent there. So that you know, that goes without saying.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about in this Mexico card?
Neither one of you two brown pricks can describe why fucking Mexican fighters ain't got no hands no more.
I'll tell you why, motherfucker. Because shit, boxing. Look, MMA's coming up, right? You know what else is coming up, which is weird enough in Mexico, and I can tell you because I got family down there still. CrossFit is becoming huge, right? So CrossFit plus like MMA being bigger than boxing these days. I'll tell you what, it's a mix. I mean, even where the gym that Alexa Grasso trains at, I think it's called Lobo MMA in my hometown of Guadalajara. And they train there. That is an MMA gym and a CrossFit gym, right, like put together, right? That's popping up everywhere. There's no specialty. There's specialty boxing gyms, but they're not super popular right now.
I tell you what, man, without being cute or funny, I'm going to give you a slight opinion on why I think it might kind of be like that.
Yeah.
I think that in general, when the MMA bug started in Mexico, and I'm talking, you know, 5-6 years ago or whatever, right when Kane kind of started doing his thing, I think a lot of Mexican fighters, listen, we all know that Mexico in general has bred a lot of boxers. Big with Mexicans forever. Still fucking is. A lot of people say that Mexicans are the only reason that boxing still exists. Them are long tied roots. And I think when MMA started to expand, Mexicans started spreading the word that, yo, we got to learn how to wrestle. We got to learn how to do this jiu-jitsu shit. Like, and I think it seems like almost the emphasis has got swung in that direction. And, you know, you see that probably the Mexican cats that got hands go straight into boxing. And if you kind of can't cut in the boxing gyms, you end up, you know, migrating to an MMA gym where you can use your power and your heart and your grit to get by, as opposed to them raw boxing skills. Because, you know, Mexicans got fucking hands, Jack. God damn it, the ginger Mexican.
Canelo fighting on against Triple G in 16.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's y'all still got fucking boxers at the top of the fucking heap in the boxing game. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I just think that's what it is.
Don't you think that it's been a huge drop off?
Oh shit.
Oh, say what?
Hold up, Siri's being a bitch.
Siri, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. She just said that. Hey, no joke. She just said that was rude. I'm moving her ass over here. Sorry. All right.
If you think that was rude, Siri, you better shut it. You ain't heard shit yet.
All right. What are you saying, sir?
No. I'm just saying, like, think about that. When was the last, besides Canelo, like, back in the day, you had several different Mexican boxers all vying to be the next big, Mexican champion, right? You only got one guy out there right now. You only got one guy. That's Canelo. So boxing in general for the Mexican people has taken kind of like a dive, really, if you think about it. There's not that many guys out there that are at that high level anymore. And I think it is due to the fact that everybody sees that there's so much to achieve in other areas. Like Eddie was saying, a lot of my family as well has jumped into CrossFit. It's just one of these things where it's like boxing is no longer an emphasis in that culture anymore. Maybe it's still fighting, but it's not boxing. So I think we're going to see that a lot of these guys are just going to be very, very hard to get good training over there. Like Eddie said, I mean, Lobo Gym is probably the biggest gym, the most well-known gym in Mexico. And it's still a small gym by comparison to, any other gym out here in California and anywhere else. I mean, so the training really is just not there anymore. They have to actually move over here to the States or, other places where there are big gyms where they can get that training done.
True.
Elite level international gyms are kind of hard to come by these days. Like even Nova União, who had Aldo, Claudio Gadelia, and Hannah Barral, even they're in hard times right now. So it's almost like everything stateside. Aside from Faraz Sahabi with TriStar and and then a couple of gyms out in over with Gustafson and all that. But regardless, and even then, who knows? All right. Let's talk about this boxing. Since we're talking about boxing, let's talk about this boxing shit between I don't know how you say his last name. Paul what?
Paulie Malignaggi.
Malignaggi. There you go, Malignaggi. So I caught up on this today.
I'm the worst person in the world to listen to.
I don't know this. You guys know who the fuck we're talking about. I don't play.
Malignaggi.
There he is.
Paulie Malignaggi. Okay. You almost got to say it with a little bit of.
Right. I think that was the same name, the Magic Man or something like that, right? Let's call him that.
Okay, let's go Magic Man. So let's gonna call him Paulie. So Paulie is all over fucking interviews. So I legit, no joke, I've been ignoring this because it's a stupid story until today. I was like, fuck, we got to talk about this shit. It's getting too big, right? So Paulie, basically, he left Conor McGregor's training camp. He was there to help Conor McGregor, supposedly. He left the training camp after a couple unflattering pictures of him were put out. Specifically, one where everyone assumed that Conor McGregor knocked him down, insinuating that he could do it to Floyd Mayweather. Paulie says it was a push down, which makes total sense to me. But it's a weird thing. I'm still digesting the whole thing, trying to figure out exactly what I think about it. But Fred, I think you're caught up on it. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
I fucking love it. I love it. Listen, man, this is the same cat that was talking a bunch of shit about Conor way back when. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think even before the Floyd fight was official, this Paulie Malignaggi character was fucking running his mouth about Conor. So, like, I thought it was kind of weird from the jump of all the fucking fighters, of all the boxers, and he ain't even a fucking active boxer no more. He's retired. So out of all the fucking boxers and retired boxers in the world, fucking Paulie Jersey Shore is still the guy that's going to come out and help Conor. I thought when I heard that, like, that seems weird. And then when Conor was on the fucking media tour, they were asking him about it, and he's like, yeah, Paulie's gonna have to account for what he said. He's gonna have to account for the words he spoke and all this shit. And I'm thinking, that guy's actually going out there to be a part of his camp. This all sounds very weird. Like it didn't really. Why would that fucking Paulie dude do that after talking shit? And so that being said, man, when all this shit kind of jumped off, I felt like, yeah, of course it did. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. I won't go as far as to say it's some big strategy by Conor and his team. I don't think it's I don't think the Illuminati have infiltrated us, so to speak, just yet. But I'm buying in, man. It's good shit. Listen, I ain't gonna front and act like I didn't listen to the whole motherfucking interview when the Nose interviewed him. I was curious on what happened, how it went, how the sparring went, is to generate interest and buzz. Here we are talking about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was fucking good. Again, do I think that Conor's team had all this planned out, like bring him out, take a good picture, and then blow it all up on social media? Not necessarily, but it's not the worst thing that could happen to the fight.
Definitely not. What about you, Jesse?
The little bit I know, I mean, I think it comes down to the fact that Malignaggi wanted to be more of a trainer / like helper in the camp. And I think once it got down to the fact where he was trying to tell them what to do, I think it just became more of an issue of like, we don't need you to tell us what to do, especially after you talked all that mess. You're not going to come in here and kind of like boss everybody around. And I think that's where feelings were hurt. Plus, you got to think about this. He signed an NDA, man. So he shouldn't have been, he shouldn't have been going out on interviews and doing all the stuff he did. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I agree with Fred. I think this is more of like, let's create some buzz. Let's create some heat here to kind of keep it in the news cycle. Cause you've got what, 2.5 more weeks till, the fight goes off. So you want to stay in the news, Mayweather's over there saying, he wants to fight in lighter gloves. Now this stuff with, the commentator that's going to be commentating the fight. I mean, I think next week it's going to be just some other crap, some other news story of like something going on. So,
yeah.
Now,
go ahead.
Now, wait a minute. Let me just, for a little bit of clarity to this whole situation here, let me give Paulie's side of the story. Okay? Because I did watch the whole interview with the nose. And then I'll get your guys' take on what you feel about it. So, long story short, Paulie agrees to come out. He gets jet lagged after their first, before their first sparring session, and he admits that Conor kind of tools him a little bit in that first session or what have you. He said in the second session, and they only had 2 sparring sessions, mind you. Session is the one where the famous picture gets taken. Now he said for the first 5 rounds of that sparring section, Conor did good. After that, for the next 5 rounds, he beat the fuck out of Conor. Ironically enough, he said that the last 2 rounds, Conor kind of came on strong too. Now, after, there was a lot of shit talking in the ring that day between the two of them. After all that happened, Paulie said they go back to the locker room. He thinks that it's somewhat squashed. He thinks it's no big deal. They just kind of, went after it in there. He thinks they'll all be good. He just says, listen, Conor, don't post no more shit to social media because you made me sign the fucking paper stating that I'm not going to say nothing. And I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to do these interviews. But if you post pictures of us sparring, I'm not another sparring partner. I'm a famous guy. So when you do that, tell me. Please don't do that no more. And it's hilarious, actually. He said, like, everything was kind of good up until that point. They had shook hands. They said, good go in the ring. But Paulie said right after he said that, he said Conor looked right at him, like right in the eye, gave a weird little smirk, got up and walked away. And like kind of as he turned his back to him to walk away, he was like, I don't know, Paulie. I don't know. We got some good shots in there in the first 5 rounds. Like, gotta letting him know that, nah, man, we're gonna leak a little something, bro. We're gonna paint this the way we're gonna paint it. So listen, I guess the question is, do you think that's a dicky move by Conor? Do you think that, like, if Paulie's just like, look, bro, just don't make me look like an ass, do you think that Conor was a dick for doing it? And beyond that, do you think that Conor did it, or do you think it was a miscommunication? It was just some jerk off on his team. Sure, after Paulie said that.
Dude, I'll go first on this one. Fuck, damn. Now you said all that shit. Like, ooh, that's a dick move, man. I mean, that's a dick move. That's fucked up. Come on, dude. Dude came out. I know. I'm pretty sure he lives on the East Coast, right? He lives in like New Jersey, New York, something like that.
Yeah, he's a New York guy.
He hit the red eyes ass over there or something. He hit the flyover, fucking, and then like from what you said, they made him spar. Oh, fucking Jesse dropped off, all right. But like you said, had to go almost right into sparring. That's not unheard of, but it's not common at all. You supposed if you're training for a fight, you want your sparring partners to be at the top, right? If you're actually training for the fight. All that you said right now made it sound like they brought us out there to be a fucking poster, to be a hype piece. You know what I mean? That's why I say it's fucked up.
Yeah.
So no.
Listen, you know me, man. You know I'm a Conor guy.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, the way he painted that scene, I'm not gonna bullshit you. The cunty, arrogant, cocksucker, dickhead part of me thinks that's a pretty cool thing to do to a motherfucker. But you're right, though. That is a cunty move, man. if you fly all the way out here to give me some work, and then the one thing you asked me to do is not post a picture that's not, and we only post one picture. I'm going to assume that Paulie did lay hands on him at some point. You're posting pictures that are very unflattering to me. That's I guess the kind of the weird question is, I wonder if Conor's team actually set Paulie up. Whoever posted that picture was just going to take it up the tailpipe and not get. He just said, "Don't do that." A complete jerk off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like somebody would have had to known. We do this. This is really going to piss this little fucking Italian prick off, and he's probably going to dip out on us.
Yeah, dude. That's what it sounds like. It almost sounds like they almost. To me, it sounds a setup. Like you said, it sounds like a setup. You know what I mean? It's either a setup or they're working together because they realize this shit needs a little more hyping. And this will tie into to the next part because of Floyd. They're having trouble selling tickets apparently. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it could be, and I think I saw something in the comments. I want to give the right person credit here. Yeah. By the way, I love the screen name, by the way, on YouTube. A gun death punch face. Probably one of the best ones I've seen ever. He says, I kind of think it's a work, but I'm a skeptic. And basically, it's fake, right? So, I mean, it's very possible. They need that fucking, they need those tickets to sell and shit. So, on top of that, let's just tie this one up real quick. With the whole thing, I know he signed a non-disclosure, supposedly, whatever. But he says they didn't pay him. So he's like, fuck that. I'm not gonna, follow it. I wonder how, like, legally how that works. I wonder if they can still get his ass for that. You know what I mean? But if he was set up by Conor's people, man, that's fucked up. And I'm not gonna say Conor was like, hey man, I'm gonna push him down, take a picture. I do think Conor said get pictures of when I do really good and post those bitches. And he just looked like he got him. So
yeah, I mean, listen, man, it's kind of hard to argue the opposite. I mean, from what the Paulie character said, Conor only has his own cameraman in the gym, camera crew in there and shit. So, but I mean, listen, man, it's not a good. I'll say this to wrap this up. Mm-hmm. And again, this is coming from a big Conor fan. I'm a big Conor guy. It's not a good look. Unless there's something here in the know that we don't know. If I'm an average sparring partner, which is really weird because I heard fucking Lemonchenko, or however you pronounce that fucking prick's last name, had offered his services for this fight. Now that might have been bullshit, but I heard that he had reached out. I would think nobody would want to reach out after hearing this story.
Yeah.
So I would think this is the type of thing that would turn potential training partners off to train with you.
You know what? I think it'll turn off potential training partners. I don't think it'll turn off guys that want to get a little payback for the boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you took out Paulie? I respect that dude. Or maybe not even that, man. Oh, you took out you want to make it look like you punked the boxer? Okay, let's see what I do to you. And Lomachenko tweets him like, "Hey, I'm down to spar. I'll fuck you up too." You know what I mean? Like, he first of all, he ain't inviting that dude over. You never get to see Lomachenko spar with that guy. Never. Ain't happening. You know what I mean? Because he'll put in some real shit. Paulie is retired.
He should.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, but Paul, if he's actually trying to train for the fight, you bring in high level dudes, as many as you can. Paulie's retired. Who knows if he's been training or not? Even he said himself was kind of out of shape. Now that's not an excuse to a lot of people. I think it's legit.
That's why the more we talk about this, the more I think. Listen. Right, where people go, was the Super Bowl rigged, or was this fight rigged. Everybody don't have to be in on the fix for it to be a fix. You only need one side to fix something. So it does. I don't think Paulie was in on it. Got played, and Conor was like, "Okay, you want to run that fucking mouth? Now you want to come be my sparring? Sure, come be my sparring partner, you little prick. I'm gonna use you as fucking publicity, and I'll get a little cheap work with you too. But then when we're done with you, we'll post that picture. You're gonna get pissed. You're gonna fly home, and we mission accomplished."
Yeah, I mean, Conor got what he wanted out of it. More hype, possibly some work. And that's kind of it.
Maybe a little bit of work, at least just to see what's what, with a dude that at least used to be real in the boxing world. You know what I'm saying? At least, I mean, he did spar 10 rounds or 8 rounds the first time and then 12, something like 20, 22 rounds.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of work.
Yeah, definitely so. And so let's tie that into the next part. Floyd Mayweather wants to convince people that Conor McGregor's got I guess, what do you say is a favorite on paper, or should be the favorite on paper? You know what they said? Because of the age and everything. And Floyd himself said, I think I lost a step, or I've lost a step. That sounds like a whole lot of hype to me. What do you think?
Well, shit, like, Floyd said a lot more than that, though. I mean, he said shit like that, but did you hear the shit that he said recently about the racist comments and that he's going to fight Conor for the black community?
So I saw that
because Conor said something. He called them monkeys, which quite frankly ain't fucking true. Listen, I gotta say right now, Jack, bravo, Floyd.
Yeah,
you do you, baby. Turn it into a goddamn race war for all of me. Sell them goddamn tickets. Listen, for damn fight. Yeah, there are going to be people that are going to see that clip. And they're going to go back and watch that shit through the lens and through the eyes that they want to watch it through. And they're going to look at this as an opportunity to, make a big fucking deal about it. And it's going to fucking create some more controversy.
And look, anytime you bring race into anything, it gets big quick. So when he said that shit, I was like, get the fuck out of here with that. No one's going to buy that. No, people are buying that. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
People are buying it.
People are running with it, man.
And so I think it's genius fucking marketing, promoting by Floyd Mayweather. He knows how to do it. And again, they're having trouble selling those tickets because they're expensive as shit. And it's still a lot of people who don't believe this is even going to be an entertaining fight. So they got a lot of work to do, man. They put a lot of money and effort into this shit. They want to maximize as much as they can.
I feel like this is going to be a pay-per-view fight. I still stand by I still think that this thing does record-breaking numbers on pay-per-view. Yeah. I do think that maybe they might have overestimated the in-house product.
Right.
Conor McGregor, Ireland. The Irish aren't the Jews. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not sitting on a bunch of old money. And they're lucky enough to probably make the trip to come watch an MMA fight. Trying to be fucking cute here, but that's a lot of money to fly from Ireland to the United States, and then a fucking $5,000 ticket to a boxing match probably just isn't in the cards for a lot of fucking Irish fans out there. I'm sure they would all love to, but it's probably just literally impossible. And then for the celebrities that kind of can afford it, you got a lot of them that are probably like, oh man, what the fuck is this? Like, we're gonna go watch this shit and it's gonna be a fucking exhibition match. You know what I'm saying? Like, those motherfuckers are probably still skeptical. Now, I still think that order it on pay-per-view. You're gonna have a couple buddies over, you're gonna go fucking to a bar, to a club. Like, I think it's a fight that everybody's gonna want to watch. I just think the number of people going to Vegas that are willing to spend on a ticket might be a little surprising to them.
Yeah, the whole thing's weird. Gunda's asking thoughts on Vasyl Lomachenko saying he'd take Paulie's place. Conor don't want any of that. He ain't want a part of that. There's no way. No way.
I'm surprised he said it. Like, yeah. I don't know why. I mean, listen, let's just say for the sake of argument, Paulie is telling the truth. Who the fuck would want to go train with Conor?
After that shit?
From a Conor guy. It don't look good. No, I mean, listen, to answer your question, I think that I tell you what I think. I think that fucking Lomachenko's doing the same thing that everybody's doing.
Yeah.
They're trying to throw a little snowball at that heat. He's just trying. I think he knows that Conor ain't going to help, people to look at his last fight, which I understand. If I was a boxer or an MMA fighter or anybody remotely close to this fucking fight, I'd be tweeting at it, hashtagging it, trying to get in with somebody's camp, being on Floyd Mayweather's team. If I was Nate Diaz, I would walk out with Floyd Mayweather. I'd have took it.
Okay.
I'd have been right in Floyd's Mayweather's corner, Jack. Fuck it. Let me ride this whole wave.
Yeah, and get a free ticket to a fight that you probably want to see anyway. So, yeah, what are you going to do? Real quick, Uncle Hank says, talking about you, says, looks like his bags are packed and ready to skip town. You heading out of town there? You got a big old fucking suitcase behind you.
Son, I've got 2 daughters. I've got one that's 6 and one that's 10. I keep a bag ready.
Ready to roll.
Just in case, son. I make a fucking break on like the Midnight Rider. Got me a horse in the backyard, too.
Shit, man. All right. Moving on here. Let's talk a little bit of GSP, or a lot of bit of GSP. GSP tweeted out a picture, put on Instagram, something, Facebook. I think it was Facebook. Signing the contract for UFC 217. Is that 217 the one in Madison Square Garden? Right?
I think so. Yeah.
217, main event against Michael Bisping. I didn't see I saw very little like happiness about, like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, can't wait. It was a lot of like, I guess. And I like what you said though. I like what you said. Go ahead and tell the people what you said. That was fucking funny as shit.
Yeah, well, yeah. I tweeted out right after that I seen that this was official. I was like, I feel like the wife that's waiting to blow her husband of 20 years. Like, let's just get it over with. You know what I mean? Like, we all knew was coming, and now it's just like, let's just do it. But you know what? Listen, man, let me offer a different. I was thinking about this right before we went live. So, okay, the fight's official, right? Yeah, true. I feel like there's a lot more of dread and let's just get through this than excitement for this fight. That being fucking said, man, I want to take this moment to shit on Tyron Woodley again. Tyron, this is all your fault. This is all your fault because you were the only other real candidate for who was going to get George. You feel me? George wasn't going to fight nobody else. Real talk, he wasn't going to fight nobody else. He was either going to fight the champion at 170 or Bisping. And when fucking Tyron came out and laid an egg and hurt his shoulder, I shouldn't do that. I know he really hurt his shoulder, but whatever the fuck, that fight was definitely off the table. So George at this point, he's not going to take. I can name funner fights to put George in, but he ain't going to take the fucking fights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He wants the Bisping fight or Tyron. And listen, all you fucking crybabies out there, if you had to pick a fight, we gotta do a poll. When we get off of Twitter, or when we get off of here on Twitter, do a fucking poll. Who would you rather watch GSP fight? Now, Michael Bisping? For all of me, as much as I don't love the Bisping fight, I'm way more interested in the Bisping fight than I would have been Tyron Woodley, man. Hey, who the fuck wants to see that fight? Bisping and GSP ain't great, but it's more appealing than Tyron GSP at this fucking point. So,
yeah.
Fuck it.
And Tyron Woodley used to be a guy who used to come in and just throw heavy hands, try to put you down, right? He used to be that guy. And as soon as he wins the belt, he's a guy that instead of trying to win fights, he's trying not to lose them. That's. I mean, it's quite fucking obvious, right? He's trying not to lose the belt. That's all he's trying to do. He ain't trying to win a fight. You know what I mean? To where, there's plenty of champions that never did that shit, but he's definitely one that does try to not lose. So, yeah, I'd rather see GSP Bisping. I don't want to see either fight, but if we have to do this shit, goddamn, fuck it, throw him in there against Bisping. It'll at least be interesting. And by the way, I'm picking Bisping in that one, not by a runaway train, but I think he comes to fight every time.
Yeah, and I think that people might be underestimating how big Bisping is.
He's a big boy.
Like to give Bisping and shit, he used to do quite fine at 205.
Yeah.
He was never a big 205er, but muscled around at 205 per se either. So it's one of those things, man. Mike's cutting a lot to get to 85, and GSP's fucking eating hot dogs to make 85.
Yeah.
If anybody has seen how this ends up, it's my of all time. BJ fucking Penn. Going up and just kind of staying, you know, I don't know what kind of shape George will be in to make 85. I don't know how severe his cuts were to 70. That Bisping's going to be a mite bigger than him come fight night. Let's not mince words here. We all know how George fights at this point in the game. He's going to try to about it. GSP will try to take Michael Bisping down early and often. He's not going to want to kickbox with him. And so, yeah, I agree with you. Quite frankly, I think this is a really bad matchup for George.
Yeah.
I feel like Bisping is just a bigger, better GSP. They kind of got similar games, except that Bisping's a better striker and relies less on his wrestling. But he can wrestle. I don't think he's ever been grapple fucked except for Tim Kennedy. I think Tim Kennedy, to the best of my knowledge, is the only guy that's ever been able to really hold Mike down. So he can. I do not think that George is going to hold Bisping down for 5 rounds. No fucking way, man. I just don't think he's big enough, or clearly not been active enough.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's and plus coming back to fight Michael Bisping, like just like you said, Bisping's a big dude. I don't know if anyone's ever seen him in person. I've actually got to see him walk by. After a UFC event, that you should be fighting 205, and that's still it's not in a hard cut for him to go to 205, but it's a decent cut. The 185 cut's a motherfucker for him, and fucking all credit to him, makes it every time, no matter what. So that's kind of what it is with that. But yeah, dude, I think Bisping is definitely going to surprise a lot of people. I'm really wondering why GSP would rather take that fight, other than the fact that he thinks it's a money fight, which is kind of I still don't understand that part of it, but it's what it is. I will say this: I do agree with Tyron Woodley. Had Damian Maia won that fight, GSP would have been screaming for that fight. You know what I mean? Like Maia GSP. I think that would have been the move.
Maybe. I feel like maybe George does want the money fight though, or the fight with more spoils. I just feel like 170 is in a weird spot right now. I mean, we just watched a title fight between Damian Maia and Tyron Woodley. Really honest with ourselves, that was not. I mean, even going into it, is the GSP. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
I mean, even the fucking Robbie Lawlers and the Johnny Hendricks, like 170s title fights now are kind of fucking meh at best. So, necessarily wants to be involved in that shit. At least Mike will run his fucking mouth and sell the fight a little bit,
No, I hear you, man. Now, moving on to another thing here. I don't know if you've seen this thing that Skip Bayless put out today. This is shit show on Fox Sports 1. First of all, just to preface this real quick, because it really is something that I've been wanting to talk about, but I haven't had a chance to. And it's not like a huge MMA deal, but let me just throw it out there. Fox Sports fired a shit ton, if not everybody, on their digital writing staff. You're not going to get very many Fox Sports writers articles on Fox Sports FS1, whatever.com they have, right? They fired a lot of people in order to push these debate shows like ESPN's First Take, right? So the equivalent for Fox Sports is called Undisputed. It has Shannon Sharp, who's a Super Bowl winning tight end, a Hall of Famer. Shannon Sharp can talk football all day long, maybe some basketball too. And Skip Bayless, former ESPN co-host with Screaming A. Smith over on First Take. Skip Bayless, first of all, the fact that they got rid of all those guys and they're pushing these dudes is awful. But here's what we're starting to get to see the lack of quality in the work. Skip Bayless, I'm hoping he's just being a professional troll. All right, I think Skip Bayless is the fucking goat of trolls. This guy is king fucking troll. I think he says this shit on purpose. I think he fucking knows better. That being said, here's what he said. Did you get to see it?
Listen, bullshit you.
Go ahead.
I used to like Skip. Okay, I used to like Skip, but I know the clip you're talking about.
Yeah.
And whether you're going to play it or whether you're going to say what he said. But
I
I gotta
because
Skip.
We'll get kicked out.
Said he used sumo. When he said he used sumo techniques to get him to the ground.
Yeah.
Skip, you're way out of your depth here, my dude.
Yeah, it's fucking pretty shit. Let me see if I can play it on at least the audio.
How did he start when Nate Diaz got it?
Huh? Can you hear that?
First fight against Nate Diaz.
Speaking of fighting a bigger man, a guy who outweighed him by, I'm going to guess, 40 pounds and had, 5 inches of reach on him and got him on the ground. It's called wrestling, sumo-style wrestling, and he just pinned him. He pinned him.
Oh, how'd he get him on the ground?
Yeah, what the fuck? Dude, did you watch the fight, motherfucker? Like, that's literally my immediate reaction to that shit was, did you watch the fight? Who shot the takedown, motherfucker? What are you talking about? And then that's literally when he says sumo-style wrestling, that's literally when I go, oh, no, he's trolling. He's pushing it as hard as he can to troll. I mean, come on. It's a purpose. It's got to be. You know what I mean? If you watch the fight, you fucking know that the Nate didn't take the shit or takedown. Get the fuck out of here. God damn, man.
Yeah. It's hard to find. It's hard to tell whether he's just really that incompetent about what he's talking about, or if he's just trolling us all. Because he's been riding Conor's dick for a long time. He rides Conor's fucking dick longer and harder than a fucking freshman in New York City, Jack. Like, you know, Skip's been on Conor's dick. So I don't know, man. It's hard to imagine he's literally that incompetent, but it's also hard to imagine that he's that good of a troll too.
No,
as far as it goes,
I think he's a fucking great troll. Because just going off, because I used to watch in the morning, the only sports shit where you can actually like get some other than Sports Center shit like that. It'd be like First Take wrestling. I used to watch him a lot with Stephen A. And then when he went out to Undisputed, I was like, okay, I guess I'll hate watch this shit. Just had noise in the background when I'm working. I can't watch it anymore. It's awful, dude. It's hard to do. It's hard to listen to. It's almost as hard as having to listen to the MMA fucking 8 hours on Monday. Like, dude, it drags so hard. But regardless, I think he's just an expert troll. I think he's an expert troll, man, straight up. All right. Trying to pull off anything else. Did you have anything else you want to talk about? Because I can't remember off the top of my head here. Shit.
Nope. I think that does it for us. Well, there ain't nothing this weekend, is there?
Whoa, what the fuck? Hold up. Let's talk about this real quick because it sounds stupid. I don't think it's legal. But Nevada Athletic Commission to vote on lighter gloves for Mayweather and McGregor. The fuck are they talking about? Like, I don't think they're legit about this.
To vote on what? You broke up. I couldn't hear. What they voting on?
They're talking about going lighter gloves. So the NSAC is going to vote on getting lighter gloves for the McGregor and Mayweather fight. So that's the breaking news right now. It just came out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So the 8-ounce gloves is a real thing.
Yeah. It's legit. It's a real thing. All right.
Yeah. Everybody's in on the fucking job. Now the whole fucking athletic commission is trying to get us to buy this cocksucking fight.
And Nick Diaz is somewhere screaming wolf tickets, bitch. That's what's going on. All right. If that's all we got tonight, thanks everyone for tuning in. Remember, you can get all of these automatically on your YouTube fucking feed. You just have to hit subscribe, wherever it is down here on the corner here. Give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe, share it with your friends, leave a comment, whatever you want to say. Make sure you follow if you can, kindly follow these accounts right here. Crossword MMA at Keyboard MMA, Elaw31 at Kirby_MMA. Of course, my friend here, Fred, and Jesse, who had to go. That's for 1983. Make sure you go to crosswordsmma.com. That'll take you right to the YouTube videos and subscribe on iTunes. So all you got to do is search Crosswords MMA in one word, space radio, and then you'll get right to it. Subscribe. I'm updating that shit every time we show. So by tomorrow midday, you'll have this episode on there, and of course, you'll get the mini episodes of this in the next few days as we go through it and everything. You'll get little episodes here and there. Makes it easier to watch if you want to just listen about a certain thing or watch about a certain topic. You can get there easier. You don't have to go through the whole podcast if you don't want to. But if you watch the whole podcast, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Shout out to Uncle Hank. Gun Death Punch Face, everyone that tunes in and subscribes and all that shit. But Gun Death Punch Face is a fucking legit name. I got to go with that. It's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. For myself, Jesse, my friend here, Fred Kirby, I'm Eddie Law. This is Crossing MMA, the Keeper Warriors. Good night, Wiltshire.